Mazel morons, welcome back to the Good Guys podcast. I'm sitting here with the new water boy for the Hamptons heroes. It's Ben Soffer.
What does that job entail? I know I got it. I just what do I have to do?
Water boy?
Yeah.
You got to mix the Gatorade because it doesn't come pre-mixed.
Okay.
So you have to make the... Yes, he's here. Thank God.
Hey.
Yeah.
How are you?
Bro.
What's up, man?
Yes.
Thanks so much for having me. Thanks.
for doing this.
Sorry, I'm
Marshall,
late.
Ian Marshall.
What's
nice
up,
to meet
Marshall?
you.
Hello.
This is great.
Hi. I hope you guys aren't ruining any child labor laws with Marshall here. My goodness, you look so young and tiny.
We are.
Hello.
Oh, you know what? This is going to be our intro. We're just going to keep it going the whole way.
Oh, cool.
That was incredible, Ben.
Oh, whoops. My bad.
This is our host, other host, Ben.
Hi, Ian. How are you?
Good,
Nice
Ben.
to meet you.
You look so comfy.
I am comfy. I am. I'm in the Hamptons. It's no big deal. And I would say that Ian needs no introduction, but our viewers get really freaking angry when we don't introduce guests. So Ian Fidance, just if you don't know him, get to know him. Comedian, actor, extraordinaire, absolutely hilarious. Has a new YouTube special called Ian Fidance, Wild, Happy, and Free. Everybody go watch it. Watch his stuff, all his stuff. Ian's tatted up the wazoo. I have to assume you're not Jewish. Is that going to be a problem being with two Jews on a podcast?
Tell him the good news.
I did a 23andMe, and he came back. I'm part of the tribe, baby.
Nagila.
What percentage?
Marshall, you're left out. No, I'm kidding.
Baruch Hashem, yum yum. What's that?
What percentage Jewish are we?
Just from the neck up. No, like 14%.
That's awesome.
So I did
That's
the 23andMe. I finally found out that everybody was right. And it's great.
Wow,
I'm
congratulations.
15%
Thank you.
Chinese.
Really?
No.
Oh.
I'm
gonna say, that's pretty
100%
cool.
Jewish.
Did you start, like, when you did the 23andMe and realized you were 15%, like, did anything sort of appear, like an app to control the weather on your phone or something?
Oh, my bank account certainly doesn't reflect it, but I swear to God, I found out, and that Christmas I went to my mom's and I got us a menorah to light to be like, Mom, look, we're Jewish now. I swear to God, I lit it and it caught the kitchen table on fire, and I was like, I think this is a sign I should stay in my lane.
Just a bad omen.
Oh, yeah. Dude, seeing this menorah light up and then the kitchen table goes up in flames, I'm like, oh boy. Yeah, somebody does not want me a part of their team.
And how's Gail doing?
She's fantastic. Thank you for asking.
I'm obviously such a fan of yours, Ian, and I listen to your pod, Being Ian with Jordan.
Yes.
Incredible. So,
You're
like,
the best.
I know your mom's name.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I mean, is it? I guess it is, but she's such a part of me, and I include her in so many things that people do ask, and to me, it's just gotten to be not weird. So I'm like, oh, she's great. But then now that you're like, that's weird, I'm like, you know what? That is pretty fucking weird.
Yeah,
you know,
it's not the most normal.
I had a release party for my special, and my mom came to New York, and she had not been to New York in years and years and years. And so it was like a huge deal for her to come up, because after COVID, she like didn't leave the house and like all this stuff. And dude, I'm so proud of her. She came up, she brought her best friend with her, and I had it at a restaurant in my neighborhood, Baby Blues. It's my favorite restaurant. They're the best. They had a big party for me, and it was for like the crew and everyone that worked on the special. And so I got all the staff shirts with my mom's face on it that said "All Hail Gail." And
Awesome.
She had no idea. So when she came, she was like so surprised and everything. So I like to include her because, like I said, she like never leaves Delaware. So I like to take her wherever I go. And, you know, like when stuff pops up or people like show so much love for her that, you know, really makes her feel good. So I enjoy that, you know. But we've gotten approached about like, would you guys want to do, you know, like this reality thing or this? I'm like, I don't know if I want to. Like, it's cool when I can kind of control the people that see her that are tangentially related to me, but having that on a mass scale, I'd be very afraid to expose her.
This is why I keep my mom in the shadows.
Yeah.
Because she is the...
I'm just
Go,
saying,
Ben.
Josh, Barb, Ben, Ava, Ian, and Gail. Ooh, that is a dinner.
I mean, a dinner. Fuck, I'll go back on it. Let's do a reality show. We all live in a house.
Oh my God.
You know, and each day
there's going to have to be an elevator because them ladies ain't going up the stairs.
Each day we increase the heat a little bit and don't tell them, so they just start sweating and the menopause hits it again. It'll be amazing. It'll be amazing.
And slowly crank the salt in the food. By the end, it's just too salty.
Oh,
too
yeah.
salty.
No, they're not eating anything. I'm not eating enough, which is a problem. You need to eat more, Ian, you know.
Did your mom still hit you with that?
That I need to eat more?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm always too skinny and this and that, which is funny because all the issues I have were given to me on a silver platter by her. So it's funny that now she's like, "No, you're too skinny."
You're at the right. You're at the right podcast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you can't tell with Marshall being the stunning Clydesdale of a man that he is, but Ben and I, and even Marshall, we were all bigger boys.
Really?
Yeah, through our
I'm the
adolescence.
smallest I've ever been. Nobody's ever said, Ben, you need to eat more. Ever in my life.
Well, I grew up in an Italian family, so it's always you gotta eat, you know, manja. And if you don't eat, the big thing was not eating right when the food came out. And I think I have an aversion to that because now I like eating my food when it's cold.
Weird.
I don't like super hot food. Yeah, it's very strange.
Huh. Yeah, you're like a little boy.
What did I walk into? Oh my God. Is it because I insulted Marshall off the bat? I'm sorry, Marshall. These guys are so loyal to you. It's wonderful.
He's our Marsh.
I love it.
Will you talk, I talk a lot about being in recovery on the program and my crazy days of being a cliched child actor running around these streets.
Yeah.
And I know you too have had your moments of debauchery.
Oh yeah.
Do you have any can you give Ben a couple highlights of your...
I mean, well, the debauchery still exists, but it's without substances. And I'm staying away from that too. The other day, I played Vegas this weekend. Wow. I left my debit card at home. So back in New York, so I wouldn't gamble. I got to an ATM machine. I was going to take out a cash advance. And instead I walked away and called Gail. And then I found prostitutes online and I called one, set an appointment, and then I blocked her number and just got room service, jerked off, and went to bed. So things, it's a struggle every day, but we're getting through it.
You made an appointment?
I made an appointment.
Well, that's just not fair.
For her to come over. Well, it wasn't a set appointment. It was a preliminary. She wanted me to send a selfie, my room key, and my room number to prove that I was, legit. And then I was just like, no. And I just blocked the number because it would have set me off in a bad way. So,
and what did you have from room service instead of
I will also just say she was kind of going to be my room service, but I will say when she picked up the phone, she did not sound how her picture would lead me to believe her to sound.
Mm-hmm. How did she sound?
Hey, honey. And I was like, why? You don't.
So did you stop it because you thought you were being catfished? Is that really what it was?
A little bit.
Like because she sounded like the smoke show you picked out of the catalog.
No, she just sounded like she was smoking. That's all it sounded like. No smoke show, just smoking. She was very Latina, which was amazing. But then she sounded like she hated Latinas on the phone. And I was like, this isn't right, Like her thing was like, Latina, lovely, Madison, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was kind of expecting like, hey, stupid, but instead it was like, so give me your key number and your door. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Oh, man.
God.
Yeah.
An old Jewish woman showed up.
I know.
Esther. Esther came.
Yeah. You wanted Madison, you got Esther. Rivka's on the way.
And what about, Ben doesn't take or tries to avoid taking the New York subway.
Really? Yeah, I've lived in New York my whole life. I want to just clarify that. Born and raised, have taken the subway. At this point, the city is rat piss, human piss, human feces, very hot.
Human
subways
violence.
Haven't been up.
That's why
the subways haven't been updated.
Ha! It's a knife.
Wow.
Come on.
For anyone wondering, that is a knife. How'd you get that? You got that through airport security?
Shoved it up my ass, Josh.
All right.
No, I checked it. Check it in a bag. I put it in my, with my shaving kit and everything.
And now, why are you carrying that with you on your trip? Is it truly for safety or is it part of your overall look?
Well, you can't tell that I have it, so it's not part of the look.
Well, you get the little clip that shows on the outside of the pocket. It's hot.
Well, it
It's
looks
cute.
like a pen.
You look like you're ready for anything.
You know, I am ready for anything. I'm also ready for safety, and I'm ready to not be assaulted.
Have you ever stabbed someone?
We can find better things to talk about. No, I'm kidding. No.
I was expecting a quick no. Now I'm intrigued.
No, but friends of mine have gotten assaulted in the city. Things are getting crazy on the subway and everything. You're totally right about that. And I just want to be safe. I have friends that have, you know, gotten hospitalized and stabbed and everything and knocked out and stuff. And so, you know, you can never be too safe. And I wouldn't, it makes me feel safer to have it. You know, I'm not like, if there is kind of a scene that I'm walking upon, I'll have it in my hand or whatever. But, you know, I haven't used it, you know.
Now,
So Ian,
Ben,
this is what I do. I don't carry a knife, but I take a fake phone call. I think the art of the fake phone call is something that every single New Yorker must have. You're being approached by a very scary looking gentleman. You think you're about to, hello? Oh yeah, how are you? Yes, I'm down here. Oh yeah, I'll see you soon. Or you could say, or you could pretend that you're on the phone with the cops. Anything. I'm on fake phone calls.
Or like you're like
on the phone.
You're like, that's a totally good idea. And you're like hanging out and some guy's living in the Hamptons, 60's too good for the subway. Oh, hello. Yes. Sorry, Ben. Sorry.
Precisely. This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by LMNT. Oh, folks, we love LMNT here. Love it. Whether you're playing pickleball and after pickleball, you're feeling, you know, a little underhydrated, a little dehydrated, and you want to take the beautiful LMNT pack, put it into your water, shake it up, drink it, feel good as new. Or maybe you just like it in the morning. You like that little boost. LMNT is here. We love it on the Good Guys podcast. We love it in the Soffer home. LMNT helps anyone stay hydrated without the sugar and other dodgy ingredients found in popular electrolyte and sports drinks. Electrolyte deficiency or imbalance can cause headaches. I know it can. Cramps, fatigue, brain fog, and weakness. LMNT is a zero sugar electrolyte drink mix born from the growing body of research revealing that optimal health outcomes occur at sodium levels 2 to 3 times government recommendations. Each stick pack delivers a meaningful dose of electrolytes, free of sugar, artificial colors, or other dodgy ingredients. LMNT is formulated for anyone on a mission to restore health through hydration and is perfectly suited for athletes, folks who are fasting, and those following keto, low-carb, whole food, or paleo diets. And LMNT was formulated with a science-backed electrolyte ratio, 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. Just as important as what we put in LMNT is what we left out. Dodgy ingredients and public health enemy number 1, sugar. Sugar, folks, it's no frickin' good. LMNT is used by Olympians, Team USA weightlifting, so many Olympic athletes. So, folks, what more do you need to hear? Get your free LMNT sample pack with any purchase at drinklmnt.com/goodguys. Also try the new LMNT Sparkling, a bold 16-ounce can of sparkling electrolyte water. That's Drink LMNT, DRINKLMNT.com/goodguys. This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by Prolon. These days, a lot of people are learning about all of the benefits of fasting, like weight loss, mental and physical performance, and gut health, but worry about the whole not eating part. Well, that's exactly why Prolon was created. Introducing Prolon, a revolutionary plant-based nutrition program that nourishes the body while making cells believe they're fasting. Researched and developed for decades at the University of Southern California Longevity Institute and backed by leading U.S. medical centers, Prolon helps promote healthy blood sugar, support cardiovascular health, and reduce abdominal fat. But Prolon isn't a diet. Prolon is science based on Nobel Prize-winning discoveries in medicine. And this all starts with Prolon's 5-day program. Snacks, soups, and beverages all designed to keep your body in a fasting state. It's unlike anything you've ever experienced. I did the 5-day program and I feel amazing. Amazing. I love fasting. I love the benefits of fasting. And so if I can eat while getting the benefits of fasting, it is an absolute win-win. I feel so much better. Prolon really isn't like any other diet I've tried because it's not a diet. It's truly science. It was so convenient. They sent me everything I needed in one box. It's no wonder why thousands of doctors are now recommending Prolon to support healthy blood sugar and cardiovascular health. So right now, Prolon is offering Good Guys listeners 15% off their 5-day nutrition program if you go to prolonlife.com/goodguys. That's PROLONLIFE.com/goodguys for this special offer. That's prolonlife.com/goodguys.
Ben, will you share with Ian what happened to you when you were emotionally mugged on the subway? And maybe Ian, you can
Emotionally mugged.
You could share what you would have
It
done.
wasn't on the subway. It was on my
this
way to
for
the
me.
subway. But yes, Ian, I left my house. I left my apartment on my way to the subway. I'm walking to the subway, and all of a sudden, this guy comes up to me. He gets very close. He's like, "Can I have $40?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't
They're
have any
getting
cash.
pretty reckless with how much money they're at. I mean, they talk about inflation. These guys know. They know.
Yeah, can I have $40? I'm like, I don't have any cash. I'm really sorry. He gets really close, like chest pressing on me. He's like, we're next to the bank. You can go to the ATM. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Absolutely, I can. So I went into the bank because I knew it was bank hours. The bank is full. There's police. There's everything. Bank is full. I walked into the bank. I took out $40. I gave him $40, and I went on my way. And I say that I was emotionally mugged because, well, did he do anything? No. But he once you say you can go to the bank, I'm afraid. I wish that I had Ian's pocket knife. I'm afraid. So I walked in. What's $40 going to do for my life? Nothing. Gave him the $40, moved on with my life.
That's not emotionally mugging. You got soft mugged.
Okay.
You got soft mugged. Emotionally mugging is if you like put a knife to you and was like, tell me about your childhood or something, and he like made you cry. He like yanked tears out of you. You got
Where was your
mugged.
dad not enough?
Yeah. Tell me how you use food as a crutch. Holy shit, you got mugged.
Yeah. Not the first time either. Not the first time either.
Really?
I was
Mugged in steps, which is worse.
I was mugged at 13 years old. I went to like a Jewish school. We all wore these losery uniforms.
Yeah.
I'm leaving and I was mugged by a 6'1" girl outside the movie theater.
What'd she take from you? Your virginity?
She took my dignity.
Yeah.
And whatever shekels I had, my dreidel.
Oh my goodness.
And she punched out his friend.
Really?
Yeah,
Broken nose.
Yeah, broke my friend's nose.
No way.
Yeah.
See?
So I'm sorry I don't take the subway, Ian. I have trauma.
I've gotten mugged before. I've gotten knocked out on the street. You just learn, you pivot, and you come back harder.
Didn't you have an episode of falling asleep on the subway when you were in your using days?
Oh, yeah.
What was that
I'd wake
story?
up in a different borough. I tried to get heroin one time and I passed out and I wound up in Sheepshead Bay. And I was like, what the hell?
Didn't that save you though? Weren't you on
Yeah.
your way to a buddy's house?
Dude, totally saved me. I was supposed to pick up heroin at this guy's house and I ended up blacking out on the train and I missed the stop. And by the time my phone died and by the time I got back to my phone and called him, he was like, it's not a good idea for me to sell this to you. You're a good kid. I was like, what?
Yeah.
God damn it. I used to, pass out all the time in the trash. Literal gutter drunk. When people were like gutter drunk, I would fall asleep in the gutter. Like wake up in the gutter. With like my legs splayed out on like the trash. I'd always take my shoes off and put them next to each other because I thought I was like in bed. So like,
you put on a sleep hat.
Yeah, and I had a little candle that melted, Yeah, just in the trash. Honk shoe. Oh, yeah. One time I got kicked out of a party and because my whole goal was to get so drunk I didn't know how to get home. Like that's how I would know I had a good night is if I physically couldn't get home. And I got kicked out of this party and I don't know, it was in Queens somewhere. And I woke up on their welcome mat, curled up like a cat outside the door. And I just went and got drunk in an alley. And I was like, well, it's 7 a.m. I gotta, start the day
get
off
to
right,
work.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
And how's, I know that you've had a lovely and a somewhat, tumultuous search for love.
Yes.
And you love love, which I love about you.
Yeah.
And you always say that that's something that when you're with a partner, you're hoping for lots of I love yous, cuddling. Where are we at right now in that search for love?
Well, I was thinking on the way over here, I've really realized that my love language is touch. Because if you touch me, I fall in love with you. Like the second you just start like doing this to my arm or like
Tickles.
scratching my head, I'm like, okay, let's have our moms meet. You know?
Ooh, that's a good segment. Let's everyone share their love language. I'll go first.
Ooh.
Mine too is touch.
Yeah.
It's touch. And I want to say that it's acts of service, but it's mostly touch.
The love language I like is touch and affirmations, but the love language I exude is touch, affirmations, acts of service, gifts, like all of them.
You do all of them.
Yeah. Yeah. And like not even gifts that you
we are
want.
the same, Ian. We are the
Yeah?
same. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the
I
same
like-
way.
Ben, what's your love language?
I probably like words of affirmation, I think is mine. I like to touch is great too, but like I love a good job. But like
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty easy to please overall.
Like my
Would you
wife,
agree? You know me. Words of affirmation.
you're a gem. You're real. I say that we talked about it in the last pod, but you're so wonderfully not effed up that kind of it's beautiful. Like great. I haven't met his parents, but they sound like a dream. And it's just like I find with people like me, there's always something coming after, right? Like there was a moment and then it's like, what's the flood of my reaction going to now fuel what happens next?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Ben's more like popcorn. Yes. Like it's just simple.
Sure, you think that, but what you don't know is he's got a severed head in that pillow.
I do.
He's just
I do.
wonderfully like, you're just the best. And
I love
Aw.
you. You're the best. You're the best.
thank you. I'm okay.
Ian, I'd say that you're catching us on a off moment, but this really is just us.
I love it.
We're in a relationship together.
I love that.
We got to hear Marshall's love language.
Mine's quality time. Like I will do freaking errands with someone, just like going to Target with them, and just, like that's fun for me.
Oh,
My wife
quality
too.
time.
My wife too.
My
It's
wife
hard
too.
for me.
My wife too. And that's the last thing I want.
Me too. Me too. It's very hard. There was a meme the other day, or like there was some video of a family function, and then the dad is just 20 feet away sitting in a cold plunge. And, and I was like, and I said it to my wife, I was like, could there be anything more me? Especially because I don't drink, and maybe
Yeah.
you can identify with this. I'm like, I just can't justify kicking it.
Yeah.
Like even this was a holiday weekend, and while I love my in-laws and my extended family, I love being with them. Like anything more than 45 minutes, I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like let's do an activity or let's read a book.
I have to have activity-based hangouts.
That's right.
Like we went to the park the other day. It was so fun. I brought Can Jam. Have you ever played that? It's
Yes,
incredible.
the best.
Yes.
Oh, Ian,
It's so
fantastic
fun.
game.
It's so fun.
You get it in the hole ever? Be
Slot
honest.
it. Oh, I've slotted. I've slotted. Dude, we gotta get Joshy into Can Jam.
Great.
You
Yeah, we do.
will love it. Dude, it's the best. You're here, Ben's on your team over there. You throw a frisbee and there's an open, it's almost like a trash bin, and he has to smack it into the can for 2 points. If it hits the can, 1 point. If you slot it, you win the game. And the slot's like this big, the size of a frisbee. Fun. So fun. But I love activity-based hangs. If it's cards, if it's pool, if it's darts, if it's Can Jam, if it's some sort of thing. But sitting around, I'm the move around guy. That's why I smoke cigarettes, because it gives me an excuse to get up and leave. You know?
We love smoking here.
Yes.
Ben and I are big fans of smoking.
You smoke cigarettes?
I mean, of course, whenever I smoke anything, all the whatever you got, I'm one of
Let's
those guys.
go.
Yeah, there he is.
Dear media.
You can
I
light
don't
up in
care
Dear
for
Media.
your
You're
rules.
good. Yeah, smoke it.
Yeah, we're re-upping our deal in a couple months. Send this clip to them now, Marsh. This is, I mean, my wife will tell you, like, they'll say, like, does Josh smoke? I'll smoke whatever you got. If you have
Yeah.
a cigar, if you have a random cigarillo from Nicaragua, giddy up, brother.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, let's take a trip.
I love it.
It's bad. Vapes. I rip people's vapes.
I can't vape. I don't vape.
Wow.
That's a good thing. Those vapes, there's something, they have to be worse than
It's
cigarettes. They must be.
nefarious. There's something about them. And what bothers me is that not many people smoke, but everybody vapes and everybody looks down on smokers, yet they're fucking ripping a vape every 10 seconds.
That's right.
And they look at me like I'm just a drag of society because I smoke, yet they've got their fucking Elf bar attached at the hip.
I've been sober 16 years, so a lot of my friends...
No way, that's awesome.
And a lot of my friends have never seen me use, so they can't even imagine it because I'm like this square family guy now. But
I love that.
If they have a vape and I go, let me see it, and they see me vape, they go, oh, I get it. Because this is how I rip a vape.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's bad, dude.
I love that.
As you would say, my ancestors would not be proud of me.
I love it. I love it.
Oh, God. Should we get to some stories?
Yes,
Yeah.
we should.
I think so. We do have a segment where we look at the goings-ons in the world.
love it.
Why not? This one I thought was particularly interesting. Here we go.
You look super fit, by the way.
Thank you so much.
I'm looking at your chest. You have the chest I want. Like, it looks fucking.
He
should see
had
the-
he had an implant.
No, you should see my pepperoni
Show
nips,
me
though.
your doctor.
But the
Really?
nipples under this shirt, not great. Scientists.
Take the compliment. You look great.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Scientists have invented a machine that can turn air into water, which I wish that machine could turn air into my father because I've never. Sorry. That wasn't the story. I just wanted to say that. Okay, wait. This one was really interesting, which was as a parent, Elizabeth Smart says she's on the paranoid side of things because of her abduction. Yeah,
Dude.
that tracks.
Whoa. This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by Philadelphia cream cheese. Philadelphia cream cheese is the undisputed leader in cream cheese. With over a dozen different flavors and 3 unique formats, it is extremely versatile and can be used to enhance any meal or snack. Philadelphia cream cheese makes everything creamier. And they mean everything, folks. Everything. I'm going to tell you a secret. I make a beautiful omelet, right? Let's say American cheese, little bit of onion, mushroom, spinach, side of potatoes. You know what I put next to it? I take a little bit of Philadelphia cream cheese and a little bit of my omelet, put it together in my mouth, and it's magic. It's magic, 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 magic. You can also put, if you've never tried it, you got to try it. You can whisk in cream cheese to your eggs before you make it. Creamier, fluffier, delicious. Philadelphia cream cheese amplifies everything, whether it's your eggs, like I'm talking about, whether it's macaroni and cheese, whether it's your grilled cheese. Have you ever tried grilled cheese with a little bit of cream cheese in addition to American cheese? It is just creamier. It's just delicious. Everything is creamier. Everything is great. You can make dips, great dips using Philadelphia cream cheese. It's not just about the bagels, folks. Of course, bagel, lox, cream cheese, amazing. Even bagel tuna cream cheese is amazing. Okay, I bet you never thought of that one. Delicious makes the tuna creamier. But if you want more recipes, go to www.craftheinz.com/Philadelphia/recipes, and you can find some more recipes. So, folks, Philadelphia makes everything creamier. Everything. To visit creamcheese.com, I'll never get over that URL. I'll never get over it. Creamcheese.com. How did they get it? The undisputed king. Visit creamcheese.com for recipe inspiration and to purchase Philadelphia cream cheese so you can start adding it to your recipes at home.
Is that the wildest headline you've ever read?
Can we just
Yeah.
stop? Like, that's, you
No
know why
shit.
that headline exists? Because somebody needs to put out a piece of content. You know what I mean?
It's
That's
a
right.
clickbait headline. That's what it is. The clicks. I'll read that. Send it to me. I'll read it.
Yeah, that's wild.
Dude, it would be funny if she was like, I'm kind of laissez-faire, my kids, you know, hands off, you know. It made me a better person. They got to learn on their own.
I actually liked my abductor.
Yeah.
We're
I'm surprised.
still friends
with,
to this
with
day.
her background, I'm surprised her kid wasn't with her during that interview. Like, how do you have a child and not just have it leave your side all the time with that hellacious experience you had? That poor girl. My God.
That's a wild one. What about what do we think about what's going on with? And I'm telling you, this is really big. What do you think about is our president from Delaware, or he just went to school there?
From Delaware.
I thought it was from Scranton,
Born
PA.
in Scranton and then moved to Delaware.
Is there a lot of talk about Joe Biden in Delaware?
I don't live in Delaware anymore, but I imagine.
But I imagine you
know.
got your ear to the Delaware.
Well, let me tell you this. The more feeble-minded he becomes, the more I ascend to be the true son of Delaware. So, yeah.
All I have to say is you have one hell of a river. That Delaware River, oh, baby.
It's incredible.
I know we're not drinking, but
We got a good Delaware water gap.
You have a drink, you pop on a float, you float down that river. Ooh,
Dude, the Brandywine
nothing
River
better.
is the one we would go to, and that was the best. Oh my God. You couldn't get the smell of that water off you for days, but it was good.
Oh, that's when you know it's great.
Well, it's because we're near all the chemical plants. That's why Delaware is one of the highest cancer rates in the country.
Really?
All the DuPont chemicals, yeah.
Cool. I got to stop going in the river. What do you know?
Is that DuPont? DuPont's the guy from that movie with Channing Tatum, right?
Foxcatcher.
Foxcatcher.
Yeah, he is in the DuPont lineage of the famed DuPonts. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy was interesting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was like the thing with the DuPonts is they were all inbred and they all were fucked up. This massive, massive wealthy family that just were complete fucking lunatics.
Wow, the DuPonts, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
You ever run into the DuPonts? Wait, did you see what Jon Stewart, that he went on a bit of a rant about the Hamptons?
Really?
No.
What did he say?
Tell
Where
me.
Ben is right now?
Tell me.
They said and you can corroborate it or say Jon Stewart.
I was going to say,
went
before you
nuts.
say anything, fuck Jon Stewart, but continue.
Benjamin, no.
Wow, why?
Benjamin.
I don't know. I just don't like him. I don't like him. Continue, though.
I don't like what he did to our culture.
Say more.
Well, I don't like that because of the Daily Show, it trained a generation of people to think that comedy has to teach you something, or that like
Interesting.
comedy has to speak to this truth and truth
Yes.
to power, and comedy has to take down those in charge. And it's like, no,
Yes.
it's just to be funny.
This
Being
is it.
funny for funny's sake is great. It's fine. There doesn't have to be a punching involved. There doesn't have to be some big takedown. You don't need a lesson learned through comedy. It can just serve its purpose to elicit laughter. And I feel like the Daily Show made so many people think that comedy is way more serious and important than it is.
Right.
And
You know.
I think it also makes him feel way more important than he is. Exactly
Well,
what you just said is why I don't love
I'll push
him.
back
I'm
on
sure
that
he's a
because
great
I think Jon Stewart's fantastic. I think
too.
I think what he's done off camera is so incredibly important with the war vets and the 9/11 first responders and everything, and like actually going to Congress. Like, he is a wonderful man. But I more so the Daily Show, what it represents, not just him. But then when they handed it over to Trevor Noah or whatever, it was like, come on. You know, there's another side you can make fun of. You know,
Well-
it's like that whole thing of like also only going after the right. It's like, dude, the whole purpose of humor is to hit both sides.
Sure.
I think.
Well, you had an interesting thing you said on the pod recently where you were like, if comedy was all speaking truth to power, but that changes. And
Yeah.
sometimes for a decade, one side is way more in power and you got to hit them. And then for
Totally.
another decade, the other side's in power. So you kind of got to go at both.
Totally, without a doubt. And power is always changing hands. So if you do live by this comedy speaks truth to power, which I don't agree with, then by your rules, going after your team should be fair game,
Right.
you know? But
Yeah. Well, I love Jon Stewart too.
Yeah.
Ben, not sure where you're going with this one.
fuck you, Ben.
I'm
Stewart's great.
just
The Jon
saying all of the
Stewart
reasons
show-
all of the reasons I don't like him. You mentioned. I will retract my bold statement.
Go look up him and Tucker Carlson from like 2006 or something. That the way he hands it to him is incredible.
Really?
I will.
Oh, yeah.
I will retract my bold statement. I will
And
say that
also,
there are things about him that I don't like, but I also don't like Trevor Noah. So I think my problem
don't like
is
Trevor
with
Noah
the
at all.
Daily Show.
Having
I
some
think
guy
my
from
problem,
another country try to tell us about our country, get the fuck out of here. I hate it.
Yes.
I love America. I know she's rusty and has her dents, but she's ours.
She is ours.
And I just want to say too, I do comedy. Yes, it very much can speak truth to power. I understand that. It's what do they say? I'm going to seem so ignorant not knowing this, but the king has no clothes, or what is it?
The king, yeah. There's clothes, right?
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
There's kings, but then the material of the clothes.
Wait, no. There's the emperor has no clothes.
The emperor has no clothes. The jester. You need the jester to make fun of you. The best kings had the best jesters.
I guess something
because no one was getting a real. I've heard that. Okay, so here's the thing about clothes.
I made such a good point earlier, and then now I'm like, the saying with the king and the clothes, huh? When the king, it looks royal, but they only shop at Ross. You know that.
We got to say that Jon Stewart just gave us the funniest part of the podcast. So the man is a comedy genius.
I love that Josh took your question. He's like, yeah, I've heard of kings and clothes.
I thought you were on my team for a second. Then I realized you were mocking me. And
I'm mocking me because I really didn't know.
Well, you were speaking truth to power because I have a knife and I'm powerful. Yeah, I can't find my knife. I'm powerless.
Anything could happen. So Jon Stewart about the Hamptons said they were interviewing him, and I'm going to cut out everything before that. And they were asking him what's great about the Hamptons, kind of setting him up for a tirade. And he said, why are the Hamptons great? And he said, because it's not. He's like, because the Hamptons aren't great. He's like, all those people that you hate in the city. He's like, imagine them in the woods. And he goes, eating $88 guacamole and one road and crappily built surf lodges. He's like, you want flavor? You want to enjoy the summer on the East Coast? Try the Jersey Shore. Woo! It's men with tattoos.
Yes.
He's like, it's people making questionable decisions, fist pumping, and parking in a Lifetime Fitness parking lot.
The best. I'll go one further. Go down to the Delaware beaches.
Hate him because let me just say this, Ian, quickly. I too love the Jersey Shore. That said, the Jersey Shore is an incredibly large place. There are parts of fist-pumping, beautiful Italians that are hanging out and having a great time. And there are parts that have incredibly overpriced, prickish lifestyles. And the Hamptons is a very, very, very long beachfront part of Long Island. And not all of the Hamptons is as he described. Just saying.
Can I say, you are, anywhere you go, you're totally right. There's good parts, there's bad parts. But I feel like the Hamptons just has this connotation of no one, I feel like I hear it and I'm like, eye roll. Are there parts of the Hamptons that are not stuck up, that are salt to the earth? Maybe I'm speaking from a place of ignorance. Like, is there a boardwalk in the Hamptons?
Yes.
There is.
Montauk. Yeah, Montauk. They have definitely taken over it, the young kids for sure. But Montauk, which was the furthest point of the Hamptons, was that like you fish, you bring it in, they cook it, boardwalk games, fun. For sure.
Let's get to our next segment, Speak Pipe. We have people call in, ask for advice, leave us messages.
Oh, that's great.
So let's hear from a young Maddie.
Hi, Josh and Ben. Love the pod. I need some advice because I am getting married in the spring and I'm trying to plan a low-key bachelorette party situation.
Go to the Hamptons.
A, it's really expensive, and B, I don't want anything big and crazy because I get some social anxiety, so I'm trying to just keep it small. Anyway, my fiance's mom texts me and says that she was talking to his sister about how we should do this for my bachelorette. And in my head, I'm like, I wasn't picturing like my mother-in-law when I'm like drinking out of penis straws and stuff. You know what I mean? Like even my own mom is like, no, like that's all you, like bachelorette is like you and your friends, like not, like not for the mom. It's fine. And that's kind of how I want to keep it. So I just need some advice on like what I can say to her to kindly let her know that like she's not invited to that. Anyway, thanks so much. Love the pod and hope to hear from you guys.
Wow. Tough one.
What a nut. The mother-in-law wants to come on the bachelorette party?
Yeah, that's strange.
Very.
Yeah. I wonder what that relationship's like with the guy and the mother-in-law. You know, not great. Little overbearing. Little much.
I mean, what I was going to say to her is here's the good news. You have truth on your side. She thinks it's crazy. We're all corroborating that it's crazy. Marshall, crazy? Crazy. So now you know you're right. So what happens from this, please don't stab me. Sorry. What happens from this is that either you nicely say, I want to keep a small thing with just my friends. I hope you understand. And she has a normal reaction, which is, of course. Or she shows herself to be, and you know what you're getting in for.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I also say that she could say, hey, I love the idea of you coming, but I know that I'm not going to have time to spend with you, and I don't want you to feel left out because it's a bunch of us. So why don't we have a girls' trip, and it's, you know, the more of a family affair, and this will just be kind of me and my friends having, like, you know, a reckless weekend.
I love that.
That is a lovely compromise.
And then that way she can feel included, but kind of her place is known. You know what I mean? And yeah, I think that's the way to go, instead of just being like, no, don't come. You know, maybe an option of like, well, I love the idea that you want to come, but why don't we do something more small, and it'll be a nice, like maybe an activity-based day trip or something. And then this one can be like sucking penis straws, you know, getting jammed out in a fucking back of a Jersey bar or something. One last ride into the sun. You know?
Maybe just the straws. Maybe we just keep it at the straws.
You should tell your mother-in-law, I'm trying to get jammed out one last time, and I don't want you to know. Okay.
All right. This next call is a barn burner.
Oh boy.
Get ready.
Hi, Josh and Ben, fellow Jew here. So I have a question. A friend of mine, her and I were on our way to a concert, and she's complaining to me, telling me about this lawyer that her and her husband are dealing with. And apparently he's Jewish, this lawyer, and he's really giving them the runaround. She can't stand him, what have you. So she's complaining to me about this lawyer. Now, I want to preface the story by, my friend knows that I'm Jewish. I don't practice, but I'm proud. My mom's Jewish. I was raised by my East Coast family, so I'm Jewish. And she turns to me after she's done complaining about this Jewish lawyer of hers and says, now I understand why people don't like Jewish people. Ma'am, Miss Ma'am, are you okay? I didn't make a fuss about it in the moment because I didn't want to make her feel badly, because I could tell by my reaction she was like, oh shit. So, you know, fast forward 3 weeks later, she texts me. She's like, hey, I got you a gift. She bought me a beautiful Star of David bracelet, which I really appreciate, but I just don't know if I can look at her the same. Like, we're in our 30s. Why are you talking like that? So anyways, what should I do? The pod is hilarious. I freaking love you guys. Being that I live in Texas and I'm not around a lot of people from the East Coast, I just love hearing y'all talk and carry on about your moms or the families. I just love it so much. Y'all are the best. Have a good day. Let me know what I should do. Bye.
Wow.
What
Well,
a gem.
I've got an
Sweet
opinion.
lady.
I've got an opinion. Okay. Here's the thing. She should have stopped that shit right in the moment and been like, I'm Jewish. What are you talking about? And then had it out right there. Having a couple weeks and then being like, I'm holding this in, and now I don't know how to feel about her. It's like, you had your shot. She's your friend. Address it in the moment. Yo, fuck you. What do you mean? Talk about it and then move on. But to have this secret thing against her, like, I don't know if I can be your friend now. It's like, well, she clearly feels bad. She clearly went out of her way. Like, the Star of David bracelet is not a coincidence.
A little on the nose.
A little on the Jewish nose. A little on the large nose, you know?
I mean,
Yeah. I mean, that, in a way, it's like,
I got you a Fiddler on the Roof box set.
that is just so crazy. That I got you a bedazzled menorah. It's just like so crazy.
Yeah, it's a
You know?
little.
Yeah.
What do you think, Ben? Ben's the best Jew of all of us.
I agree that is the right approach, and I do agree that her getting you a Star of David is really fucking weird. Like that is not a normal gift. Like, hey, I hate Jews. Here's I don't know, Mein Kampf or something. Like it's like a strange. It's no good.
Well, I mean, my question is, do you think her comment was said in jest, like, geez, now I know why everyone hates blah blah, ha ha ha, or was she coming from a place of like, wow, this is really connecting the dots for me, you know?
It sounds like the latter, because if it truly was the former. Like, nobody makes fun of Jews more than Jews. Like, we love those jokes when we make them. Yeah. But if they're not in jest, they're tough.
This is my theory, and tell me if I'm off. We are not a monolith, Jews. But the Jewish lawyer, the Jewish doctor, the Jewish actor, it's easy to think that, like, this defines us. Yeah. So I think what she was commenting on was the worst kind of stereotype of Jewish people, which is of that particular type, which obviously there are. Like, there's, as I said, there's versions of all of us. Yeah. And I think she was more commenting on, like, now I understand the stereotype, thinking of us in a singular way. Yeah. Instead of understanding that, like, obviously, we run the spectrum and there's a variety of you. Yeah, it was ignorant. It just was totally. Your friend's not the smartest.
Totally. I mean, and the proof is in the pudding of the follow-up gift. Yes. You know, like, I got you a gift certificate to the JCC. All right, lady. All right. You know.
I got you a gift card to the Yarmulke of the Month
Club. She just hands her a loose matzo ball. Like, I'm sorry. Take it, please. I mean, like, there is something so innocently sweet about the Star of David bracelet of like, oh my God, how do I say it without saying it? Like, I'm sorry, you know. I always like to give the benefit of the doubt, especially when, like, any sort of culture or stereotype or like race, I try to err on the side of like, people aren't as bad as the internet will lead us to believe, but what people are that we don't talk about enough is fucking stupid. And with stupidity comes stepping on toes, saying the wrong thing. But I don't think there's a maliciousness behind stupidity, but I think stupidity can be confused for abject hatred or something. And I don't think as many people have vitriolic hatred behind their thoughts and words and stuff as, like I said, the internet will lead us to believe. But I do think people are pretty fucking stupid and they say the wrong thing. Yeah. And I think there needs to be a little bit of grace with the friend in realizing, like, for her to go out of her way and get a gift and like it be the story, like, her friend must be mortified, you know? Sure. But again, it's that thing in the moment, like, have a conversation with your friend, you know, like, don't hold on to it. Like, you're friends. That's what friends are for. I think a good friendship has to have tough conversations sometimes, and you have to disagree and show that you're great friends by getting over it.
Should we get to What Are You Nuts?
We should.
So we'll start, and you will have a minute or two to think about it. Our What Are You Nuts moment of the week is your gripes with people, places, and things. Anything that's sticking in your craw.
Things. I like it. Yeah.
Anything sticking in your craw currently that makes you say, "What are you nuts?" Think about it. Ben and I will start. Ben, you want to go?
I will, yes. My parents have a dear friend. For the sake of the story, we'll say that his name is Matthew. Matthew, mid-60s, died of a heart attack. I think it was at this point a year ago. Very, very sad story. And my parents saw his wife for the first time over the weekend. And the wife brought their new puppy that she just got. And she named the puppy Matthew after her deceased husband. And all I had to say is, what are you, fucking nuts? Like that is like a complete what are you nuts? Like, your husband passes away and on the 1-year anniversary of his death, you get a dog and you name him Matthew? Like, that is just like so sick to me. Like, I heard it and I was just like, nuts.
Oh, that poor woman is so grieving in such a poor way. Oh no,
Matthew.
Yeah. Also, a dog named Matthew is hilarious.
It's hilarious.
Matthew.
Neil Brennan had a dog named Keith.
Really? Yeah. Oh my God, that's the fucking best. That's awesome. It's like a cat named Michael. It's like, what are we doing?
My Woody and Nuts moment is recently a buddy of mine had to go on a work trip with his boss. And so it was like, 90-minute ride to wherever. And his boss texts him on the way to his house. He was like 5 minutes out. He goes, do me a favor, because they were going to drive my buddy's car to the thing. Do me a favor, turn on the air in your car and put a cold water in the in the drink holders. Turn on the air, get the car warmed up and cooled down, and throw a couple cold H2Os in there. What are you, nuts? Are we at the Ritz-Carlton?
That's wild.
Wild. And like with no irony, just was like,
Yeah.
and he probably says that to many people.
That's every day in the Hamptons. That's what it's like out here. That's good.
I gotta go out there. That sounds pretty good.
It's lovely, yeah.
That's
But
great. How
nuts.
did he respond?
He did it.
That's nuts. What are you nuts? Stand up for yourself.
What do you got, Ian?
Oh man, this isn't just a this week thing. I think it's in general. I'm a phone call guy. I love talking on the phone, and if I'm texting back and forth with someone, and I call and you don't pick up, and you get upset with me for calling, what are you, nuts?
Yeah.
We're talking. I'm driving. I'm doing something. You're clearly available. Don't not pick up because it's a phone call. Tell me you can't pick up because you're doing something too. But if you don't pick up just because it's a phone call and you don't want to talk on the phone, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Back in the day, you used to have to wait around and you couldn't even walk around because the phone was attached to the wall.
Yeah.
We're so lucky to be alive today.
We are. We're so lucky to have the great Ian Fidance on the Good Guys pod. Ian, plug your dates, do all the things, please.
Oh man, you can see me on the road. I'm going everywhere. Naples, Florida, Columbus, Cincinnati, Fort Collins, Colorado, Boston, Massachusetts, all over. Punchup.live/Ian Fidance for all my dates, tickets, mailing list. IanFidance.com to see my special, Wild, Happy, and Free. And that's on my podcast YouTube page as well. Being Ian with Jordan is a podcast. It comes out every Wednesday. iAnimal69 on Twitter and Instagram.
The man. Ben, take us home.
Ian, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
Folks, this episode is 5 stars. Rate it 5 stars. Otherwise, what are you, nuts? Listen to us on Spotify, Apple. Watch us on Josh's YouTube. You got to see us. We're animated. It's fantastic. Listen to us, then watch us again, then listen to us again. Share these episodes with a friend. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram Mondays and Thursdays. We'll see you next time. Ian, thanks
guys.
again.